Hello ladies and gents, I was lucky enough to sit through 3 hours of 5G lectures, wasn't I?
Yes, you were. You're doing well. You're doing well to sit there.
I've learnt a lot. Okay, my abilities to withstand things have definitely raised. But Lee, we was hoping they'd put you up. Obviously, it's a complicated event. A lot of speakers were there.
Yeah.
Give us your say.
Well, I'll just give you first. The reason why I didn't speak is because the words what I'm going to speak about is basically the words that Mark's speaking about, because I've learned off him and I've learned from him. So it's pointless me speaking up when I'm going to regurgitate the same information as what Mark's going to put out there. So, but from when I first got into this, is because we both children were bleeding from the nose, and I've eventually come across it because it was one time at 2 o'clock in the morning, and both of my children, my little girl and my little boy, were both bleeding from the nose, and I was just thinking, like, nah, there's something wrong here. So I started looking into it a little bit more. Couldn't find nothing. I went to the doctors about it, couldn't find anything. I eventually put it on Facebook, and then the list of mums and dads from Gateshead that were coming across saying, oh, my children are bleeding on the nose, my little boy's bleeding, my little girl's bleeding on the nose, oh, I get bad heads, I can't sleep. I was like, whoa, there's something wrong here. And that's when Mark actually commented on my Facebook. He says, I need to come and see you. So he turned up, obviously, his glasses, his suit, first impressions.
Well, I was actually saying a moment ago when I was like, why is he wearing glasses?
Yeah.
And then he busts out and he's wearing glasses because even at, 10 o'clock at night now?
Yep.
He's worried about radiation slipping through the net, as it were.
Yeah, it's because he's been around that all his life.
So to us, obviously, it sounds,
crazy.
It's difficult, because the first thing they said when we come in, it was, put your phones on airplane mode, because some people are sensitive to radiation. So to us, it's, we're here to learn, as it were. So carry on, Lee, sorry.
Yeah. So obviously Mark came to my house and he says to us, I know what's causing your children's nosebleeds. Took us outside, pointed us to the lamppost. I went, you what? You know, I just couldn't believe it. I was just basically the whole conversation after that, I was just thinking, get this nutcase out of my house, get this nutcase out of my house, I'm going to deal with this.
It's funny you say that, Lee. When we first spoke, we had a special relationship, and similar thoughts went through my mind, but I'm lucky that I kept it.
So obviously, I thought exactly the same. It's unbelievable. It's something that you wouldn't come across.
Your sandwiches with T4.
That's the only thing that we've been used to, yeah. So obviously when he said to the lamppost, I was like, nah, anyway. Mark left, and then he left us a big pack of evidence, and as I was going through that evidence, and I think it was about 50 pages, and I was like questioning it, and I was ringing him saying, right, well, what about this, what about this, and explaining everything to us. And that was 2.5 years ago.
So there was nothing he couldn't answer?
There was nothing that he couldn't answer. Everything was there. Everything was. He pointed out the exact bits of the science documents what I had to take note of properly, and so I looked through everything, and it was like, it blew my mind away, and I was like, this can't be true. But however, I then called out and I went to Gateshead Council and I says, right, I put all the evidence forward to them and I says, is this true? Then I got social services afterwards, after my kids. I got two Osmond warnings telling us my life's in danger.
Just because their nose was bleeding, or because they just sent them?
They sent them saying that it was a false report, saying that I'd been abusing my children, saying that I'd smacked my little girl in a park. Where that part that got reported.
How can they make this accusation? Where did that come from?
The social services said that it was just a total false fabrication, that someone just came across me, the scene is in a park, smacking me little girl.
So you're telling me the council basically had a meeting and said, how do we stitch this man up?
Basically yes, that's what happened, yeah. Right. So from there on, I was like looked into it, and obviously I got 2 Osmond warnings, I got
Osmond warnings?
Osmond warnings, yeah, that's actually...
For those who don't know, Osmond warnings are threat of death.
Yeah, threat of death. And the threat of death was at the time was a woman who I was working with closely, and outing this about the council, and they actually made out that she was the one that made the death threat against us. The police came to us and said there was that we don't know anything about it, where she had to tell you the information. They then left me and then went straight to her house and tell her that, oh, you're the one. But basically, if she was the one that was threatening to kill us, planning to kill us, why wasn't there no arrest made? They just actually told her that, oh, you're the one that's basically threatening to kill Lee Garrett. We're just informing you that we're aware of this. And that was it, and they just totally forgot about it. She then got in contact with me and says, Lee, you need to come and see us. I went, I spoke to her, and I rang the police. And I says, right, I'm sitting with the person now who you were accusing me of, trying to kill me. Says, like, where he's going with this, where's the evidence? I said, we are quite happy now to come into North River police station and both of us together, the person you're accusing and the victim. to come forward and see the evidence of what you've got. They just totally shut it down. They didn't want to speak to her.
Aren't they making it impossible to arrest you in the future in that way? Because if
Basically,
they accumulate lies,
Yes.
how could they ever? You could in theory walk across the road,
Yep.
get your bits out, and
Yep.
they could make allowances for you because
Yes.
if
Well-
what you're saying is perfectly valid and true.
Well, I'll go on to that. So on from there, I then went on. I started speaking out a bit more because I knew that you know yourself. The establishment don't come after people based on lies and stuff. So I basically started hammering my council. I started going in, and I was actually going inside my local council, inside the building.
I remember the videos.
On a megaphone, inside the building, and calling them
It didn't
murderers.
make me think he was less crazy. At the time, I'm not going to lie. It didn't make me think he was less. You know.
Of course it is, of course it is. But however, if you actually think about the implications of that, what I'd done, I went inside the local council, breaching the peace,
I couldn't
when
imagine
people are
doing that.
working, standing on a megaphone, calling them terrorists,
No chance.
murderers,
No way.
scumbags, blah, blah, etc. I was going on and on and on, telling them that they are responsible for my
People
children.
arrested for swearing in front of police.
Exactly. Well, I got arrested for walking on the road and got a £600 fine. So, like, it was the most expensive road that I've ever walked across. But anyway, so when I was going in there, and then the police came, and he says, what are you doing here? I says, these people here are committing genocide. I says, these people are assaulting my children. And I'm going on and on and on about it, just talking about, giving the full insight of what you've just heard about. And the police went, all right, give me 2 minutes. And he went and spoke to the council. And then were like having a sort of a meeting in front of us about what can we do here? This man's coming. They were sort of panicking. And that was the moment I realised.
School teachers, and you just caught the PE teacher with the piano teacher having it off.
Exactly, that was exactly what it was like. And I looked over at them, and the panic on all that, the police's face, the councillors, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, that was the moment that I knew.
He was right.
This is, Mark was right. I knew that from then. So then I've just started going on, and I put the Terrorism Act letter in saying that basically what Mark's saying is this is a terrorist attack. So I put a letter in saying that with you implementing a terrorist attack, I am not eligible to pay and fund a terrorist organisation. So I stopped paying my council tax from then on.
Well, you know
I
that-
didn't get one letter.
You know that
They just didn't get back in touch with us. That was a year
Nothing.
ago.
You know, the definition, unfortunately, of terrorism is violence in political gain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're suggesting that they're being violent for their political agenda,
Yes.
which should be like environmentalism, far leftism,
Yep.
etc.
Yep.
Do you believe that extinction? I mean, he said a couple of things in there which
Yeah, Extinction
I
Rebellion.
wanted to pipe up about because he missed a couple of facts. E.g.,
Yep.
Extinction Rebellion are being charged heavily for terrorism because they set the fires in Australia.
Yes.
So I mean, you know, I know 5G, you know, it might have something to do with it, but he did miss the fact that the left are to blame in
I
more
thought
ways
that as
than
well.
one.
Yes. Yep.
You know, so there is a huge left-leaning agenda.
Well, I can touch on that.
The more environmentalist it is, then the more it appeals to the hippie-esque, far leftist, socialist.
Yes,
I mean,
100%.
When I went to Extinction Rebellion recently with Street, you know, I come across Karl Marx books, LGBT books,
Yeah.
communist manuals, not environmentalist tree stuff.
Exactly.
You have been in the now. You previously now. Lee is not just a drip. I know he looks like a drip, but he's not a drip. He used to go after paedophiles, a very dangerous and brave role, which earned my respect. So, cut him some slack. But do you feel, because that regime is mainly conservative or centre-righties that do that sort of thing.
Yes.
Do you feel your new field is dominated by the left, or is it?
No, but however, like I said earlier, that when I organised a protest last year, and it was in January the 5th, that was when I got arrested. And I didn't know, it was that day before your birthday, but I got arrested. So I held a protest. I didn't know what sort of people I was going to get. My politics has been centre right all the way through, but I didn't know, I thought I was going to get sort of Extinction Rebellion type people turning up. So I held a protest, I put it out to the open, and I says, right, I want people, everybody to turn up. I don't care about your political ideas. I want people to turn up for the fact of this harming your children. Yes, yeah, that's it. Yes, exactly. And when I held that protest, it turns out that only people that turned up were central right. And that's when I thought, there's something more going on, yeah. There's more of a cover-up going on. And then obviously we're getting attacked by Antifa. The same people like you get attacked for your political ideas.
I have never come across such an organisation, Lee. Carry on.
Antifa, Extinction Rebellion, all of these sort of environmental groups started turning against him, and I was like,
Why?
whoa,
Yeah,
hold on a minute, what's going on here?
Socialists, communists.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, what? I would have thought, and obviously I think you would have thought that they would have been the people that were all over this.
People that
Why?
advocate agricultural farmland as the way that we live and anti-technology certainly wouldn't want something which helped their Chinese smartphone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I can't understand it. So that was when I thought, right, there's something else going on here, and that's what drew me basically into the right, because from that day on, I was never ever a political guy before that. I was just hunting paedophiles, looking out for my children. From then, that's when I realised there's something going on here, and that's what sort of led us to the right, because them were the people who were backing this up and saying, yeah, this is right, you know. The left wing just were non-existent, and still to this day, I can't even, the only thing I've ever done was hunt paedophiles and talk about 5G. I can't even walk from my town centre now without either a group of Muslims or Antifa or the Socialist Party or Labour supporters. Nazi, there's the Nazi, there's the Nazi. I went, what's going on? I'm speaking about children dying.
Do you feel that in this world that we're living in, no matter how much evidence you have against the lefty agenda, do you feel that the left, whatever you show them, whatever the argument, it's never been about the argument, it's about winning for them. So
Yes,
say for
it's about
instance,
their
whether it's
agenda.
5G, whether it's rape, whether it's political issues,
Yep.
you can show them a fact and they will turn around and give you two fingers because they don't care about that fact.
Yep.
They are, would you suggest that the left are made up of resentful geeks that use this
Yes.
as their way of getting back at Mr. Chad, Mr. Popular?
100%. I totally agree with that. Well, like I was saying before, like, if you look at the environmental organisations, they're all jumping all over, like CO2 scam, all of this different stuff.
Multi-billions coming in.
Why wouldn't they want to talk about children dying? Why would, it's just all part of their own agenda. And like I said before, the same documented science that I've got, about 50 pages long, I mean, I've extended on that, but I'll keep the same one from the start, because I keep it from the start because I've had 2.5 years now showing this evidence to any person and saying, refute that. Look through and go, can't. And regardless whether people, I mean, you see yourself.
You was a skeptic first, and
I was a skeptic first. Loads of people say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I didn't go looking for this like most conspiracy theorists do.
But conspiracy theory doesn't mean it's fake. So
No,
just
it doesn't
remember
mean
that.
it's- no, it
Being
doesn't.
a
It
conspiracy
doesn't.
theorist doesn't mean you're wrong.
It doesn't. But however, what I was touching on is that most conspiracy theorists, like the flat earth, they go looking into it. I didn't look into this. I didn't come across it. I come across this. 5G found me with my children
See,
being on the
I can
nose.
listen to you, Lee, but when someone tells me there's someone living in the moon and that there's a sort of universe past Antarctica, I struggle. I'm still
So do I.
struggling with this at the moment,
So do I.
I'll wait until we come to flat Earth, seeing as the sea's still there.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure that I'm wrong. I'm always wrong on my left side. Please leave a comment just underneath and tell me how wrong I really am. So wrap up. I want to conclude. How do you feel you are gaining ground? Are you enthusiastic? Are you happy, or is it morbidly getting you down?
I would say at the start of all of this, it was morbidly getting us down. It absolutely ruined us. The attacks I was getting,
attacks, but no, and you can't figure out why.
And I was just thinking, me speaking about my children being from the nose, why am I getting
And
social
then
services?
It upsets you because your children are now a commodity to them.
Yes,
As
and that's
a
it.
weapon to upset you,
Yes.
to upset your populace.
Exactly. So I was like, it was sort of dragging us down. It was getting us about. And I really went through a little dark patch, really, about 2 years ago, and I didn't know where I was heading. I didn't know where I was going with this. And then all of a sudden, Mark come and see us, and he just says, like, Lee, this is the facts, this is the evidence, this is what we need to do. And he gives us a sort of a structure to go by.
Pick you up by the collar?
Picked us up by the collar, but now it was by the tie. Anyway, no, he did give us a sort of structure. He just
That
says,
reminds
like,
me, one of my
go ahead.
ambulants is coming for you. She's asked me
Is it
to...
Sam?
No. That's getting cut. That's getting cut. Yes, she said, tell him he's dead. Right, okay, no, that's getting cut. But anyway, so that's, I'll just conclude. So Lee, you feel that despite having seen hard times, if you're going through hell, you'll keep going, and you feel you have an enthusiastic future, yes or no,
Yes.
in the 5G field. Also, just after that, because I know you're being waited for, do you have any plans to possibly pursue your old
Yes, yes, 100%. But I believe, and I fully believe, that we are going to get this stopped. The evidence is behind it, the laws behind it, the science is behind it, and there's no way on earth can anybody refute. Like I was saying before about the 50 document science, the science papers that I've got. I've tried to ask anybody at all, any specialist, an electromagnetic specialist, any scientist, doctor, any weapons expert, anyone to come forward and try and refute this. They can't, it's impossible.
Do they fear it?
They totally fear it. You've seen it yourself on Luke's show. Luke's been calling for people time and time and time again.
You know what he's like? He likes blood sports. He wants to see.
He wants to see it.
Before we go, you're enthusiastic about the future.
I'm very, very enthusiastic about the future, and I hopefully get 5G stopped and I can get back on with other issues.
Well, I'm sorry to have to do this to you. Let's stand at the same time and shake hands. I'm sorry, Lee.
Oh my God.
Sorry. He's a legend there.
Bless us.
Thank you, Vinnie. Take care. Let me go and grab my jacket.